Okay, it is time for math, or as I like to call it, math time. So I'm using the document camera now, which means I'm at my desk. We're going to flip over in a little while um, to do some of the work today. But before we start, I want you to go, and I keep having to look over here to make sure that everything's working the way I want it to, so sorry about that. First thing I want you to do is I want you to go somewhere in your house and find 8 objects that are about the size of a penny. Okay, I put this in the email, but look for something it's about this size, maybe a puzzle, 8 puzzle pieces, or like game pieces if you have them. Or it could be something you eat, like a little fruit snacks, 8 fruit snacks, or 8 goldfish crackers, something. Pause the video, go and get 8 things. And then we're going to get this worksheet right here. Okay, so hopefully you have 8 objects now. And what I want you to do is lay this down, take your 8 objects and lay them right on top of each of the pennies. Go ahead and do that now. And then with a pencil, I want you to draw a square under each penny that has an object on it. Okay? So if there's an object here, draw a square. But if it doesn't have an object on it, leave that blank. All right. So you should have objects laying on all of your pennies except for how many? 2, right? There's 2 that don't have an object on them and 2 that don't have a square underneath it, right? So whatever object you got, are there more of those or are there more pennies? Well, you can tell that there's more pennies because you don't have enough of your objects to cover all of the pennies. So when you turn this in, I should see 8 squares under a square under 8 of these pennies. Okay, you ready to move on to the next thing? Here we go. Whoa! All right, here we've got some shapes, right? Okay, looking at these shapes, do you remember the names of the shapes? What is the name of this? Did you say circle? Circle is right. And what is the name of this shape? You should have said square. And then the name of this shape right here? Well, that's a triangle. And the name of this shape right here? Hexagon. A 6-sided shape is a hexagon. Okay, now, we've been talking about sets that are more than or sets that are less than. And so I want you to look at this and tell me, do you think there are more triangles or more circles? Well, what did you answer? Did you answer triangles or circles? You should have said circles. Why would we say circles? Well, I see circles all over the place, but triangles, there's one here and there's one here, and that's all. No other triangles. So, oh, by the way, yeah, see, I put a Band-Aid on my finger. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have to count the circles to know there's more of them because obviously I only see 2 here. But if I were to ask you, are there more hexagons or more squares, what would you answer for that question? That's a little bit more tricky, isn't it? Well, we could count them and then find out, but we're going to do something a little bit different. First of all, let's just take all of the squares. See any more? Oh, there's one over here. Okay, now I got all the squares, right? And then let's grab all of the hexagons. Okay, good. All right, and there. Okay, now I'm going to bring a little whiteboard down here because we're going to do some writing here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up all the hexagons in a line. There we go. Now I'm going to line up all of the squares. You say, wait, Mr. Burnett, you had the same number. That's not the same number. That's because I messed up a little bit. I had the wrong count on the squares. Okay? Now, what we're going to do to be able to see this a little bit easier, the squares seem to be bigger than the hexagon. So I'm going to draw a line from one hexagon to one square and just match them up. Like that, and like that. But I don't have another square to match up with this hexagon. So, what does that mean? Well, that means that there are more hexagons than squares. Okay? Now, let's write the numbers down. How many hexagons were there? Well, there were 5 hexagons. And then how many squares were there? There were 4. I'm going to write that way over here because I'm going to write 5 is more than 4. Is that true? Yes. 5 is more than 4. Here's 5, here's 4, and this board shows us that the number 5 is more than 4 because there's more of those than there are of squares. Okay, now let's take a look at your worksheet today. What you're going to be doing here. Okay, now in each of these 3 boxes we have sets of different things. We have a set of raspberries, a set of strawberries, a set of pandas, a set of kittens, a set of whales, and a set of seals. And what you're going to do, I'm going to recommend that you just draw a line like we did to match up on the things. You can do that to see which is more, which is less. Okay? And then what they want you to do is count how many raspberries, and that number is going to go here. Count how many strawberries, and that number is going to go here. Then you figure out which number is more, and it goes in the first box. You write the big number here, blank, is more than blank. So whatever of these numbers is more, write that here, and the one that's less, right here. Write how many pandas here, how many kittens here. Blank is more than blank. I might fill those in here, here. And then count how many whales, put that here. Count how many seals, put that here. Which one is more? Goes here. Blank is more than blank. And then you'll be done with this side. Now on the other side, we got dice again. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to get your dice, you're going to roll it, and put whatever number it is, draw that okay. Yeah, so I was thinking you're going to put the dots in here, but no, I want you to write the number in here. And then you're going to draw a set of objects to match this number. So whatever objects you decide to draw here, and then draw it here. The only thing I'm going to say, if you roll a 5 for here, don't put that same number in here. If it's the same number again, roll it again to get a different number. And then you do that again here 2 more times, and then 2 here, and then you're going to write whichever number is more, blank is more than blank. It's going to go in here. All right? So for those of you who don't have dice, I'm going to start rolling now. If you're finished, if you have a dice at home, you don't have to watch the rest of this. You can just get going on this worksheet and then get it in your docket so you can bring it to me on Monday. But if you're going to be with me, if you're going to stay here, we'll roll for the first one. 2. So write 2 in this box. And then we'll just keep going with the numbers. We'll fill in all the numbers. 5. Put 5 here. Okay. And again, 4. Write 4 in this box. If I'm going too fast, you can always pause, right? 5. Put 5 in this box. 1. 1 in this box. 3. 3 in this box. Now you're going to draw objects to match each of these numbers and then fill in which of these two numbers is more than the other. And then you'll be done with math for today, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So, goodbye. Hello? No, goodbye. I pushed up now.